And moving on now, let's turn our attention to the war in Gaza. In a major breakthrough, Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of the Gaza peace deal, which is being brokered by US President Donald Trump. World leaders have hailed the deal, which would see the release of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners, the withdrawal of Israeli forces, and the entry of aid into Gaza. The Israeli aid blockade has triggered a hunger crisis in Gaza, where most of the 2.2 million residents have been driven from their homes. Israel has faced widespread criticism for blocking the entry of aid into Gaza. Last week, the Israeli forces intercepted the Global Sumud Flotilla that was carrying aid to the war-torn enclave, sparking global protests. Among those aboard the flotilla was a group of South African activists, including Nelson Mandela's grandson, Mandla Mandela. Mandela, along with other activists, were deported to South Africa after being detained by the Israeli forces. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa called Israel's interception of their boats a grave offence. After Mandela arrived at Johannesburg airport on Wednesday, he was greeted by a crowd of supporters waving Palestinian flags. He gave an emotional speech describing the ill treatment that he and his fellow activists were subjected to in Israeli detention. Mandela said that he and his group were held in a prison for 6 days before being deported via Jordan.
We were handcuffed with cable ties, tied tightly behind our backs, taken off our boats, and put on the platform, paraded for all the Israelis and the allies in Europe and the West and the global community to see.
While Mandla Mandela slammed Israel for brutality, he said that his suffering was incomparable to that of the Palestinians.
But it's nothing compared to what Palestinians have been subjected to on a daily basis. We were kidnapped on international waters. Palestinians are attacked, maimed, and killed.
Nelson Mandela's grandson also claimed that he and other South African activists were treated differently because of strained ties between Israel and South Africa. Back in 2023, South Africa filed a genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice over its actions in Gaza.
Whilst many of our comrades were offered opportunity to shower, they ensured that the South African delegation was denied this. But we understood very well why that is so. Because we are a nation that dared through our government to take apartheid Israel to the International Court of Justice.
South Africa's open criticism of the Netanyahu government has irked Israel's top ally, the US. This is one of the reasons why the Trump administration has grown averse to Pretoria and imposed a 30% tariff on the country. Yet South Africa has shown no intent of dialing down its criticism of Israel. Meanwhile, Israel has denied all allegations. The Netanyahu government has said that the report of rampant hunger in Gaza has been exaggerated. Israel has dismissed the flotilla as a publicity stunt benefiting Hamas and also denied mistreating the detainees. Now that Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of the Gaza peace deal, the entire world is hoping for the agreement to pave the way for a ceasefire. How and when a complete ceasefire in Gaza would be reached, now that remains to be seen.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.